Agents, hey, this is Luis Moreno. Guys, 2026 is just around the corner, guys. And here's what's happening. The dreaded ACA subsidy cliff is coming back. Not only just the cliff is coming back, but the enhanced subsidies that our insureds have been getting are going away. Man, not going to be a good thing. Guys, I'm going to explain exactly what's going on. Okay, I'm going to give you some details on what's happening with these subsidies. Guys, I'm also going to give you some tips on what you need to do to start preparing your insureds right now. And finally, I'm going to give you some ACA alternatives. So make sure that you watch this entire video. And don't forget to comment, like, and please, if you're not a subscriber, subscribe to my channel. All right, so here we go. Let's fit what is going on, Luis. Okay, so under the Biden administration, what happened is the Inflation Reduction Act, the American Rescue Plan. What happened was we got enhanced subsidies. The advanced premium tax credits were higher. So what did this mean? Well, what it meant is that a lot of people got $0 premium plans. It also meant that people with higher incomes got help too. And when people got to that 400% of the federal poverty level, what happened prior to Biden is if they made $1 over, they fell off the cliff and went from a little bit of help to no help. Okay, well, under Biden, American Rescue Plan, the Inflation Reduction Act, what happened was the cliff was removed and it was a gradual decrease in subsidies. It was nice. Okay, so we've been having our insureds have been dealing with enhanced subsidies for the past 4 years. Okay, it's happening right now in 2025. Well, those enhanced subsidies are gone. They ended, they sunsetted, they're over with. Trump 2.0, that administration did not renew those enhanced subsidies. So what's going to happen? I'm going to explain to you exactly what I think is going to happen in 2026 and what you guys need to start doing right now to prepare your insurance. All right. So let's take a look at this. All right. So I put this together. All right. So let's look at what's happening on these subsidies. And then on the right-hand side, what you're looking at there is the federal poverty level. Guys, if you all want my ACA Smart Book, I've got the link down below. I've got this in there. It's lifetime updates. We use the 2024 poverty level chart for 2025. In 2026, this chart will get updated and we'll be using the 2025 federal poverty level numbers. We just don't have them yet right now. Okay, so let's see, we're using both of these together, and here in the middle, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my best to explain what's going on. So let's look at this on the left-hand side of your screen. You'll see here FPL range. This is the federal poverty level. 2025, this is what we're dealing with right now, the enhanced subsidies. And in 2026, we're going to the original subsidies that we had prior to the enhanced ones in 2021. All right. So depending on the income level, where these people fell, anywhere between 100 to 150%. And you'll notice here on this chart that I color-coded it, I highlighted it in yellow. So if these people were between 100 and 150% of the federal poverty level, they paid zero. Their premium was zero. And it was zero because these people got max subsidies that covered that premium. Okay, so in 2026, they're going to pay, depending on where they fall, they're going to pay 2% up to 4.1% of their income. So let me do a demo here. Let's say that we've got a family of 4, mom, dad, and 2 kids, and they are making $40,000 a year. Okay, so they're making 40K. All right, right now, they pay zero, or they got max subsidy, and so what happens is their premium is zero. That's 2025. All right, 2026. Okay, I'm going to use the max number just to demo this for effect, but we don't really know yet. But this is a good example of what we're going to see. This very same family of four that's paying zero premium right now. So they're going to go to 40K. I'm going to multiply that times 4.1%. Okay, I'm going to do the math there. So $40,000 times 4.1%. That gives me $1,640. But that is a year, guys. So I'm going to divide that by 12 to get my monthly income. And now they're going to pay $136. They go from 0 to 136. Not the end of the world, but still, that's a pretty big increase for somebody who has been used to paying $0 premiums for their healthcare. Okay, let's demo this with somebody who makes a little higher income. Because look what happens. Let's say that we've got somebody here who is still the same family of four, but what if they're making, let's say they're making $75,000. Okay, oh, that should be money. 75K. Okay, so they're making $75,000. Get this corrected so it doesn't look that bad. Okay, so they're making 75K a year. And at 75K, this family of four falls between the 200 to 250%. So let's say, you know what? So they're right here, 250%, more or less. Let's say that right now they're paying 4% of their income. So let's do some math there. 75,000 times 4% is $3,000. I'm going to divide that by 12, and I get a premium of $250 a month. In 2026, this same family is going to pay 8.3%. That's 6,225, and I'm going to divide that by 12 months. I come up to a premium of 518. $250 premium in 2025, all the way up to $518 in 2026. What do you guys think your insurers that are paying $250 right now are going to say when it's $518? You got to start preparing them. Okay. Now, a couple of things that you have to realize. So now that you know this is for, let's do this. This is one thing that's happening. Okay. The enhanced subsidies are going away. The other thing I'm going to talk about is the subsidy cliff. Okay. The subsidy cliff, the ACA subsidy cliff is this. So when a person's income gets to 400%, okay, $124,800 for that family of four. As soon as they make $1 more, they fall off the cliff. And they go from a little bit of help to nothing. Okay, so take a look at this. All right, this is what I mean. So right now, under the 2025 enhanced subsidies and the whatever we've got, this is the way it works. Okay, we'll say that this is 100% of the FPL, maybe 200% here, and maybe 400% here. Okay, so I'm using these numbers. At 100%, they're getting this kind of help. And as they make more and more money, okay, their subsidies decrease and their premiums increase because they're getting less help. Then, under the current rules, when they hit the 400%, it keeps going. Okay, it just keeps decreasing very gradually. Then they get to a point where it ends. They make too much money for any kind of help. Well, with the removal here of the subsidies, this is what we're going to see. First of all, they're going to get less help. We already know that. And it's going to happen the same way. They're going to get to the 400%. And instead of it being a gradual decrease, boom, they're just going to drop and get no assistance at all. This drop right here is what we're referring to as the ACA subsidy cliff. All right. So not a good thing. So what is it that us agents, not you all, us can do to help prepare our insureds for next year? So what we can do is this, guys. There's a couple of things that we can do. Number one is we need to help our insureds do a much better job of calculating their income for 2026. That's the number one thing that we can do. Start preparing your insureds now so that they can estimate the best income that they're going to make in 2026. So that's huge. So let's make sure that they do that. Okay. The second thing is realize that we're going to have a bunch of people that are going to say, hell no, I'm not going to pay the $500. Help me out. Let's do something different. So here is the different that you can do. Okay, I'm going to share with you guys my Health Sherpa screen here, and I'm running a sample quote. So let's say that we've got somebody who's paying $2 a month for their plan. Okay, they've got a low deductible and they've got a low out of pocket, and they're in a silver plan. And let's say that we fast forward and we go to 2026, and this $2 plan is $100. And this guy's like, hell no, there's no way in hell I'm going to do this. Do something different for me. Sure, I can help you out. What's the difference that you can do? Well, one of the differences that you can do is let's just stay here with the same company to make it easy. Okay, maybe you entertain a gold plan. In fact, let me do this just to make it easier for demo purposes. So I'm going to hit the compare here. Okay, I'm going to add an expanded bronze. Okay, and I'm going to add a gold. All right, I'm going to put them side by side. So we have the silver on the left side. We've got bronze and gold. So let's just say, and again, we'll fast forward, and let's say that this $12 premium is now $100. And they're like, no way. You move them to a classic, maybe it drops down to zero. I'm sorry, a bronze, and it drops down to zero. Maybe the gold is less. One of the things that you're going to have to make sure you help your insureds understand is as you get away from the silver, and depending on the level of help they're getting, they could be getting CSRs, cost sharing reductions. These reductions lower the out of pocket, they lower the deductible, they lower the copays. Well, you move them to a bronze or a gold, they no longer get those cost sharing reductions. So you may save them money on the premium, okay, but now look at what they have, excuse me, look at what they have to deal with on the maximum out of pocket, which is their worst case scenario. They go to the hospital, $9,278. You more than doubled their exposure just to save a few bucks. So make sure that you're relating that information to the insured. But this may also open up an alternative where you offer an indemnity plan that can help your insured meet these out of pockets in case they're in an accident or in case that they're hospitalized. Okay. But also look at what happened to the copays. Copays went up. So just relay that information. So one strategy is going to be to move your insureds to a bronze or a gold. You just got to study it, or maybe even move them to a different carrier. You move them to a different carrier, you got to be prepared to recheck the doctors and recheck the formulary. All right, what else can you do? What else you can do is maybe offer them an alternative to ACA, assuming that they're healthy, because they're going to have to go through underwriting. So the alternative to ACA is potentially a short-term medical plan. I use 3 companies because what happened on the short-term medical side is you can only write a short-term medical for 4 months, and that's it. No more than 4 months. So I use United Health One, which used to be Golden Rule, and they got bought out by United Healthcare. So you have UH1, you have Allstate Health Solutions, and you have Pivot Health. 3 short-term medicals, and rates are completely different, so you've got to shop it around. But the problem with these 4-month plans is you can only have one of them every year. So you write maybe UH1 first 4 months, then you've got to go to alternative plan for the next 4 months, then you got to go to the next plan for the next 4 months. But remember, with these, they don't cover pre-existing conditions. So if your insured has a health condition, they're not going to qualify over here. Another alternative that I'll share with you is MediShare. It's not insurance. It is a sharing of the medical bills. So that might be an alternative. So be prepared, guys. Be prepared for a few things. I'll finish off with this. Know what's going to happen in 2026. It's coming. Unless Congress passes another amendment law, whatever, that changes what we have right now, this is what we're going to have to deal with. So prepare your insureds, start having conversations with them, let them know that there's some carriers that are pulling out like Aetna, and start working on their incomes so that they know exactly what they can do. You don't want to overshoot, because be very aware of that subsidy cliff. Okay, have some plans for them. Be prepared to move to maybe a bronze or a gold. If ACA just doesn't work, it's priced way out when they're healthy, look at your excuse me, look at your short-term medical options and MediShare. Sorry, yes. Asthma is horrible, kicking my butt right now. So look at those plans. If you're an agent, you're like, man, I need those options. You don't have a place to go get those options. Email me, Luis@insuranceagenttraining.com. I'm sorry, I forgot my email. Luis@insuranceagenttraining.net. Send me an email. Okay, if you send me that email, what I will do is I'll send you contracting for UH1, for Allstate, for Pivot, and if you want MediShare. But it's a Christian ministry, so they've got to be Christian. They've got to abide by the rules of that plan. Just I can send you those contracts. Okay. Other than that, guys, it's going to be a rough 2026. Do I think agents should get out of this? Oh, hell no, because this is not going to last forever. It's just going to make our life harder. But remember this, guys. There's nothing else. It's not like there's another type of health insurance. There's only ACA, and that's it. There is nothing else. So it is what it is. We got to roll with it. We don't like it. Our insurers definitely aren't going to like it, but that's what we got to deal with. So don't forget, guys, at the very bottom, I've got my email. I've got some products for you guys. I've got my ACA Smart Book, my Medicare Smart Book. I've got them in English and Spanish. I have an ACA 101 course. I've got my CRM, agent CRM that I'm using to help. It takes the place of several of my staff members with all the automations. If you don't have a CRM, or maybe you got one that just doesn't work that well for you, guys, use my link and get my CRM. It's called Agent CRM. I'm an affiliate with them. Because I'm an affiliate with them, here's what you get. You get everything that they create, and they're creating some really good things, the branding bundles, but you also get all of the workflows that I've created for ACA, Medicare, Life, Dental, and Vision. And if you're a P&C guy, you get all my P&C stuff too. All right. And then finally, if you're like, all right, I'm going to tough it out, but I need to figure out how to get leads. Well, guys, you can go get leads in social on grassroots marketing, do the typical stuff that every agent should be doing. But you should also definitely be doing advertising on social media. If you don't have somebody to teach you how to advertise on social media, I partnered up with Shauna. She's got a great course that she can share with you. Okay. I've got a link down below. You can get to her course. Take advantage of it, guys. This is Luis Moreno with Insurance Agent Training. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.